Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
It's good to have you on board here on a Football Friday. Busy hour on tap. We'll go bombs away. Weekly leader props in the National Football League. Marquee games in that sport. Our best bets in pocket. And right now we kick off the hour by going out to the Progressive Guest Line as Brett McMurphy joins the program with On3 Sports. Follow him on X at Brett_McMurphy. Brett, good to talk to you again, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, good to be with you guys again. Psyched up. Hopefully got a good week of college football.
I think so. I think it's a really good schedule tomorrow. And the market has been moving on this Oklahoma-Texas game as if it's fully expecting here John Mateer to play in the game. Can we bank on that? And, is he going to be, ready to go and play a good defense for a full 3-hour contest here?
Yeah, Mitch. I mean, ever since early in the week, basically, it's pretty obvious for anyone that's followed the story. If he's physically able to play, if he's cleared to play, he will play. Now, how effective he will be, I don't think anyone will know until he gets out there. How will the surgery, how will that impact him gripping the football? Will that limit his passing ability? Will Oklahoma change the offense if he does have issues throwing the ball? Those things are all unknown. But yeah, from the time he had the surgery, this was when they targeted him to come back. So I just thought it was kind of funny how everybody was coming out with all these reports about, he's questionable and all this stuff. And that's why I broke it last night. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I broke it exclusively that I said, yes, John Mateer might or might not play Saturday in Texas. Because, come on. Everyone's putting out all these reports. Sources say this or that. Hogwash. If he can play, he will play. They're not going to say, you know what, you're healthy. And he's going to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to sit it out. Mm-hmm. So I expect him to play. The unknown, I'll find out at the same time, is how effective can he be and will it impact the Sooners? And I think, I think Oklahoma and Texas are two of the best defenses in the country. And it's, Arch has not exactly been lighting it up. So, I really don't have a side on this game, guys. I would look at the under. But, man, knowing the history of this series, you have some wild, crazy stuff happen.
Yes.
That usually tends for turnovers, big plays. That usually leads to the over. But, man, with the way these defenses are playing and more importantly, the way these offenses have really not struggled, but they haven't really, lit it up. I would look at the under here. But, yeah, I'll be anxious to see how Mateer looks. I hope he's healthy. I hope he's 100%. And, who would have thunk at Pauly that after 6 weeks, preseason #1 Texas could be 3-3?
You said that. I know. We talked to you before the season started. You weren't buying the Arch hype, but you didn't think it'd be this bad. I'm stunned by this.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would. I just said they wouldn't win the national championship. I just said Arch wouldn't win the Heisman because you can't live up to that scrutiny and those unfair expectations. But my gosh, 3-3. If they lose this game, Sark's headed for his history here. If he doesn't watch it, only one other coach has had a preseason #1 team that finished the year unranked. And that would be our friend Lane Kiffin when he was at USC. Oh. So Sark is treading into some waters I'm sure he doesn't want to get into. But if they're 3-3, can they finish the year in the top 25? They would obviously have to win out. And certainly play at college football playoff is out the window if they're 3-3.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you trust Missouri here with their history? Weird schedules. They don't play their first true road game till next week. They only play 4 road games, but do you trust Missouri at home against Bama?
Man, if this is a perfect spot for Missouri. They've played every game at home so far this season. They're getting Alabama. Alabama's coming off the huge game against Georgia. And then you've got the revenge game against Vanderbilt. And then next week you're playing Tennessee, which is their, annual second week in October rivalry. So this is a huge, huge situational spot for Missouri. For people that haven't seen Missouri, Ahmad Hardy, not might be. He is the best running back in college football. He is a beast. And Alabama has been gashed by the run. So I think Missouri can take advantage of that. I'm not sure how good Missouri is, Pauly, because their schedule is among the easiest 25 schedules in the country so far. They are undefeated. Boy, I would lean Missouri getting 3. I think it's 3 and a hook. But I really like the over more. Missouri's secondary is a weak spot. Ty Simpson has looked really, really good at quarterback for Alabama. That Florida State debacle seems to be, long gone and in the rearview mirror. But man, this is the perfect spot for Missouri to pull off a win. This would be huge for them. But gosh, I don't know. I would lean Missouri, like I said, but I like the over here more. I just think both offenses will go up and down the field.
All right. Would you lean the dog as well in another matchup? This one out west, Autzen Stadium, Oregon, one of the highest power rated teams in the country, opened up 10.5 down to 7.5. So the market likes Indiana. Do you?
No, I like Oregon here. I really do. Oregon's got the nation's longest current home winning streak, 18 games. I know that they can still win and not cover. But the biggest thing for me is, Kurt Cignetti's been incredible at Indiana, 16-2 the last 2 seasons. But both losses, they were on the road to a ranked opponent. Mm-hmm. They lost to Ohio State 38-15. They lost to Notre Dame 27-17. That was misleading. Indiana scored 2 touchdowns in the final 30 seconds. So basically in those games, they have scored basically 32 points, 21 of those coming in garbage time. They've been outgained by almost 150 yards. They're totally a different team when they step up in class. And this is stepping up in class. Oregon has scored the last 33 games. They've hit 30 points, at least 30 of the past 33 games, including every game this season. Dante Moore has been exceptional so far this year. Oregon doesn't give the ball away. They've only allowed 1 sack, only 1 turnover. This is going to be a crazy atmosphere. Game day is going to be there. I actually like Oregon in this, Mitch, and I also actually like the over also. Both teams rank in the top 5 nationally in yards per play and scoring margin. But I just think again, until Indiana proves that they can step up and perform in these situations, I'm going to go against them. And the other thing, I don't know about you guys, but I don't like taking the public dog either. I don't think that's true. That's a good long-term strategy. And this number is, dipped, falling off a cliff from, like you said, 10-7. I like the Ducks.
America's college football insider, Brett McMurphy on the Progressive Guest Line. Follow the money, Pauly and Mitch Vies and the Sports Betting Network. You have incredible contacts and connections. It was an all-time flex last year that you broke the news that SMU was in the playoff before they hit the air. What are you hearing on Belichick, and how do you think this will end?
Yeah, I'll break it right now. Belichick will not be in the playoffs.
Okay, yeah.
You can go ahead and, attribute that to me, please. Man, guys, I don't think I told everyone take under the win total. God, what was it? Was it really 7.5? Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just, man, everything that's gone wrong has gone wrong. The thing that to say I don't like it, I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it. The thing that I don't think is kind of been put out there is everyone's talking about, this is Belichick's first year and he's got to get his guys in there and this and that. Look, every other team around the country has brought in, several dozen transfers. And oh, by the way, these are the guys that you picked. So, apparently, I don't know, did they not do a good job evaluating talent? It was weird to see North Carolina put out that statement. It's almost like you see somebody put out a statement like that, and it's immediately like the kiss of death, where it's this is our we're backing you, we're behind you all the way, and then the next week the guy's gone. I don't necessarily think he's gone next week. Some people I know some people reported they don't think he'll coach against Cal next week. I don't know, but it's certainly it doesn't look like it's working out well for anybody. And the biggest issue is the financial terms. And I think if they can come to some kind of financial agreement, but where both sides are happy, and it usually doesn't work that way, but if it can be, I think a lot of these reports that are out there that say this will be Belichick's last year, I would tend to agree with that. Some people even think he won't even make it till the end of the season.
Oh. Yeah. And then that's it, right? He's just going to be a media guy the rest of his life, I'm guessing?
Well, I mean, I don't think anyone would hire him in the NFL as a head coach. I certainly don't see him working as a coordinator in the NFL. Do you guys? And I don't think anybody on the college level is going to put up the money after what just happened and the disaster that's gone on. All I know is Belichick's the first coach in college football history to get on the cover of Us Weekly, and since that happened, he's winless. So maybe that's. Forget the SI. Hey guys, forget the Sports Illustrated jinx. It's the US Weekly cover jinx. 0-2.
Brett, you're the best.
Yes.
Thanks for the time. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, guys.
There you go. Brett McMurphy on 3 Sports on X at Brett_McMurphy.
VSiN Average Joe contest sponsored by Edge Boost, heating up this weekend. Starts the second quarter. 7 picks each week. NFL and college, your shot at $500. Double it if you have an Edge Boost account. Quarterly winners get airfare to Vegas and a stay here at Circa. VSiN.com/Joe.
We'll tell you which coach is 16-1 straight up in this spot over the course of his career next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Our thanks to Brett McMurphy joining us previous segment, college football. I made a comment about the Texas-Oklahoma game. Like, would you be surprised if the players would go after Mateer's hand? To expand on that, what I meant to say, if it didn't come across that way, is I would not be surprised if the coaches were telling the players or the players were talking about themselves. I played, not that I would be okay with that. I played, I don't know if you know this or not, but I played a little football in my younger days.
Did not know that.
A little bit.
New little point guard.
Never, elite. It wasn't going to go to the NFL, anything like that, but it never really got much playing time and called it quits eventually because I just wasn't big enough. And I didn't love it like I love baseball and basketball. Anyway, true story. We were playing our high school rivals one weekend on a Friday night. And one of our better players on the defensive line made it a point to go after the best offensive lineman who college teams were going to contact about scholarships and stuff. And his entire intent during that game was to hurt the kid. And right away in the game, the offense said, "Hut, this kid on the defensive line for my school dove down helmet first, right at the kid's knee, blew it out."
Oh,
I never liked this kid anyway, who I went to school, total meathead, lost any respect I had for him after that. I can't believe
terrible.
He did that. I cannot believe he did that, man. I haven't talked to him in 30 years. I hope he regrets that. That's just a punk move. But that's what happens.
Yeah.
He was bragging about it.
Oh
yeah. So,
well, go back, Buddy Ryan, Buddy Bowl, the bounties.
Yeah, the
Bounty Bowl.
For Brett Favre.
Everything. Yeah, you had that too. Yeah, what Greg Williams would do.
Yeah.
But that was incredible when they played. There was bounties out on all those people in that game, in that Cowboy game, and what was going on.
That's right.
It was nuts.
Yep. What is your favorite bet in the NFL this weekend? Do you have one?
I think it's got to be the Steelers.
Yeah.
I just, it's never happened before in NFL history. They're off the bye. Tomlin's so good against rookie quarterbacks. Cleveland hasn't won there since 2003 regular season. They've been awful on the road. I think they have to get right defensively, slow down Gabriel, and I think maybe Rodgers could get something going finally through the air. But it's not because it's happened before with the team coming back from London. They haven't had the bye, but it's just that what Pittsburgh is all that time off as well. I would say it's Pittsburgh, and I still really like Washington Monday night.
Yeah, okay.
I don't care that McLaurin doesn't look like he's going to go. and he hasn't practiced. I don't think the Bears are on that level, that playoff level. And I think Washington and Daniels will get what they want and should be able to win that game and cover, and should win by double digits. And I think the total's too high as well.
Yeah, I like the Steelers too. When, you know, we always talked about Belichick when he was in the NFL about how he would dominate young quarterbacks. Like when they were going up against those really good New England teams for like 20 years until it completely fell apart for Belichick. That was always a great angle because it would not go well for that young quarterback. How about this with Tomlin? 30-6 straight up in his career, 16-1 straight up in Pittsburgh, playing a rookie quarterback. Now, Gabriel looked good last week, though.
Yep.
And so did Junkins. He looked really good.
Yep.
And Stefanski is a good offensive coach. Just like, you know.
And maybe the Steelers don't have a good defense.
That's possible.
That's right. Yes, it is. Are
So
you concerned about a letdown with the Patriots? I think this is where you trust Vrabel and May. And I love what I saw out of Diggs last week as well. He was awesome in that one. But that's one, too, where you don't really love the spot. But I think with a good coach like Vrabel that the Patriots will win this game, too, and cover against the Saints.
I don't mind them on the road, honestly.
Yeah.
And look, I have not been like dogging the Saints at all. I've been trying to stick up for the Saints actually now for like the last 3 to 4 weeks or so, because they have been trying in these games and they've been in a lot of those games. They finally won one last week. But New England, they have won me over here in the last couple of weeks. That was a huge win on Sunday night. Plus Drake May, when you really stop and look at the numbers, and it took our buddy Chris Massero to really point this out, who's from Boston, loves the Patriots. He's like, he came in with this notebook, with this chicken scratch. He's like, look at this. Compare Josh Allen to Drake May. Mm-hmm. Allen's like even money to win the MVP. May's got better numbers. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's a valid point.
Yeah. I would love the Colts if Murray doesn't go. I don't think Brissett will move the ball. And the other thing is, I got to be worried about the locker room and concerned. Like, how long does that loss linger?
Yeah.
And it's not just what happened there. It was an all-timer. You keep losing close games, and every loss has been a walk-off loss at the gun with the field goal. So how you blow that game against the worst team in the league and what happened and how that transpired. So I just think that could be open. Indy would open up a can there, just much like they did on the Raiders.
Arizona has been the heart attack kids, really, right? Because like they kept the Saints in that game in week 1. They did everything they could to give the game to Carolina in week 2. They should have won against the 49ers, didn't. Absolutely no way, no how they should have lost the game last week. And it's a coin flip league. And if you're, when you're betting on this stuff, you have to have stuff go your way. And when we're talking about these players and teams and coaches, you got to come up smelling like roses, man, more often than not, like the Chiefs did last year. That's not easy to do. Look at them this year. And look at the Eagles now in the last couple of games. So, but you're right, because if Murray actually plays in this game and he's good to go, this has been the spot where you have wanted to back him in his career. He's got really good numbers as a starting quarterback on the road and neutral games and as a dog. 32 and 22 ATS on the road or neutral spots since 2019. And when he's a dog since 2021, he's 31 and 19 ATS, 62%.
Yeah. Well, the other one you posed the question about earlier in the show, like how do the Rams not just go off with Stafford leading the league in passing yards, their team total, and then not to cover with how bad this Baltimore defense has been? Henry held under 50 yards 4 games in a row. And how this McVay stat is nuts, 16-0 straight up as a road favorite of 4 points or more. And it's just, you see how mad he was and how frustrated at himself for the play calling and how they let that get away on Thursday night. I mean, they know they're good. And after what happened to the Rams game, the Eagles game, and then what happened against San Francisco, it's just sky is falling in Baltimore.
Yeah, it is.
Are you going to fire the defensive coordinator? Who's in? How many guys are out? No Lamar. When's he coming back? Cooper Rush was awful. You couldn't stop the Texans. 8 straight drives again. I can't believe that they scored on their first 8 drives.
No, like everything here leads to the Rams having a really good game offensively. Their team total is 26.5 in the game. Can they get you to 4 touchdowns? 3 touchdowns and a couple of field goals here?
Yeah.
Is what it would take? I mean, it has been no problem at all going back. Chiefs look like the old Mahomes from like 5 years ago, right?
There's a big difference between the Texans and then Puka and Adams and Stafford
Paul.
and Williams coming to town.
Yeah. I'll tell you, one of the most intriguing day games on Sunday is Seattle at Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. Again, I know I said this earlier. It bears repeating. If Jacksonville wins this game, we're talking about 5-1, and that is 4 straight wins over Houston, San Francisco, Kansas City, and Seattle. And I, for one, think Seattle is pretty damn good. And the Opta AI stats at vsin.com, they have loved Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigma the entire year. They love them again. Their numbers project Darnold to go over by more than 30 yards passing and JSN to go over by more than 20 yards with the receiving number. Short rest here for Jacksonville. Played a late game. I mean, that game took a long time. And so on the East Coast, and now Seattle traveling from the West to the East. But this has been a spot where this team has been like better than anybody doing this.
I can't believe how it's flipped here. They were so good. They were automatic at home under Carroll. And when they had Wilson, and now they're a mess at home and keep losing games, but they're 9-1 last 2 years on the road under McDonald and 8 in a row. So I think back with Seattle, got to do a better job defensively, but I think they'll be able to contain Lawrence and then the Jags. And Darnold's hot, and the JSN props again, 3-1 to have 115, 120 yards. Get back on that as well. And I like the weapons that he has. Cup's actually been pretty good.
Sure.
I thought he was cooked. He was good last week. Barner had a couple scores. So they could be a playoff team. But that's a bad loss, though, with all those guys out for Tampa Bay, and you give up all those points and yardage to Mayfield, and he goes 29-33.
Yeah, I like the early window. I like that game. I like Chargers-Dolphins. I'm intrigued. You're intrigued because of Waller and Waddle in that game. And the Cowboys, like you said this earlier, you kind of hinted at it. If the Cowboys-Panthers game is like 16-13, I will fall off my couch.
Yeah.
Stunned.
Right. First team, Dallas, first team since Kansas City in 2021 to allow 30 and score 30 a game in the first 5.
That's
just should be
wild.
Back and forth, too. It should be back and forth. Should be awesome in that one. What happens if you're in an accident and the other driver doesn't have insurance or not nearly enough? Suddenly you're the one stuck with medical bills, car repairs, and lost wages. That's where Lasso Injury Law steps in. They know the ins and outs of uninsured and underinsured motorist claims. They fight to make sure you're not left paying for someone else's mistake. And if the worst ever happens, know that Lasso Injury Law is there for you. 702-625-8777 for your free consultation. Real people ready to help. Lasso Injury Law, your future matters. LassoInjuryLaw.com or call 702-625-8777. He's the guy to call. He's the best. Call Al.
Up next, we will discuss odds for players to lead the league this week in passing, rushing, and receiving yards. We'll go bombs away. Maybe look at some players that scored multiple touchdowns like Cam Scattaboo did last night. It's Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We will get to our best bets of the weekend coming up in 15 minutes. Recap last night's action as well. I think we need to go look for some bombs away players this week, Pauly, much like Cam Scattaboo last night. You documented that in Win Some, Lose Some earlier. 3 touchdowns was 50-1 that you saw?
Someone had it for 500 at Caesars. Yep. That's a big hit.
That's a good one to cash.
Uh-huh.
All right, so let me throw, and you have like weekly leaders. Books will post this, right? I really wish that they would go back to like week 1 and bring back the tight end props. Like who's going to lead the league in tight ends for receiving yards over the weekend? That's a great prop. But anyway, I will give you some teams here that you want to attack, right? I don't know what you want to do with the receivers or not, but
beautiful.
Yards allowed to wide receiver 1 per game. The Cardinals allow 98.5 yards per game to wide receiver number 1. They get the Colts this week. Michael Pittman.
Ooh, deep cut.
I think he qualifies as wide receiver number 1. I'll throw some other teams out here. And if you have other names, throw them back at me. The Chargers allow 88 yards per game to wide receiver number 1. Well, that's now Jalen Waddle because there's no Tyreek Hill.
Yep, don't mind that.
So he has to take over as wide receiver number 1, and Waddle's going to be a nice number this week. Jacksonville, this is beautiful.
Waddle's 18, Pittman's 30.
Okay. Waddle's 18. That's intriguing. What about this? Jacksonville allows 87 yards to the position. Well, hello, they get JSN, who is going scorched earth like every Sunday on these teams.
Yep. 12-1.
Ooh.
The second shot with your guy, Egbuka. It's all about Puka as the chalk at 7-1. JSN, And Ibuka 12.
They got Ibuka at 12-1, huh?
And if you expect Carolina, Dallas to go off the rails, Pickens is 14. I don't mind McMillan either.
Yeah, what's
Again,
McMillan?
with all these targets, what he's done.
Well, McMillan's got to be a nice, juicy number.
The attempts are going to be there.
Yeah. I'll rattle off
what could Ferguson do? He's 55-1. But I know the catches will be there, but like how many yards will he have?
Let me give you the breakdown here. Yards allowed per game to the tight end position. Carolina ranks dead last. They allow 78 yards per game to tight ends. This year alone, Strange week 1, 4 for 59. McBride, 6 for 78. Waller last week, 5 for 78. And I think that Ferguson certainly qualifies as a guy who would be in the McBride category as of right now. But can he you're going to need triple digits here to win this category.
Yeah.
So can Ferguson get to 125 yards to be in the mix?
Yeah, that's too much.
Seems like a big number.
Yeah.
The Titans allow 85 yards per game to wide receiver number 1. They get the Raiders. And the Ravens allow 78 yards per game. That's Puka. But, you brought up Puka, you brought up Egbuka. The Niners allow 77 yards per game to wide receiver number 1. And again, for those who don't know, just tuning in right now, there is no Mike Evans. There is no Chris Godwin. There's also no Bucky Irving in the backfield to throw the ball to. You figure that Egbuka is going to get 10, 12 targets, maybe a little bit more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the angles that I wanted to attack.
Good. Okay. The quarterback stuff is fascinating. Like Stafford should go off against that defense. He's 9-1. Again, they can put a price up on Mac Jones now that Purdy's out. See what he can do against Tampa's defense. But Dak Prescott 11-1, and Sam Darnold's 15-1. I don't hate that either.
Wow,
if the Opta nails it again, and he was awesome last week, if he could throw for 320, 330, because I think Geno's 15. I think they're going to run the ball. They could be comfortably ahead. I don't think the numbers are there with May and Tua. Flacco. Got the same odds as Flacco. How can Sam Darnold have the same odds as Flacco?
No, that seems off.
Right. Jordan Love, 12-1. I just think it's a blowout. And they go conservative in the second half. Danny Dimes, 12-1. 33 points a game, number 2 in the league. Herbert is 12. And if you think it's a blowout or they're behind, you have to play catch-up in a high-scoring game, and it should be, Bryce Young is 22-1.
I don't hate that. What if you bet both Dak and Bryce Young? You'll have one at 11, the other one at 22. I know it cuts it down there, but just in case we get that, again, you said this a couple times here, Cowboys, first team since 2021 to score 30-plus, give up 30-plus after the first 5 games.
Yep. So the Judkins hype now, after how good he's looked the last couple of weeks and what he did against the Vikings, he could be the one thorn in our side for Offensive Rookie of the Year. But he's the second choice for most rushing yards on Sunday. He's 9-1, along with Jacobs. JT 6-1.
Why not Genty?
Genty's 10.
That low?
I like Genty.
I thought he'd be a little bit higher than that, though.
Yeah.
How about Genty, 2 touchdowns in this game?
I like that, too. How about Dowdle, 15-1, coming off the 200-yard game, and now with Hubbard out. That's not bad.
The only problem is, man, wouldn't you feel better about it if he didn't go off last week?
Yes.
I mean, now he's got to follow that up with another monster game.
What were the odds before the season that on this prop, Derrick Henry and Dowdle will have similar odds? The most rushing yards in a week.
Great question.
This guy can't even get 50 yards. And this guy's 50-1. Carter? I was going to say Carter. No, I'll just go anytime touchdown on Carter. That's no good.
How about one of these backups for the Chargers now that there's no Hampton? The Dolphins have allowed 668 yards to running backs this year.
Well, how many carries is that guy going to get? Vidal? How many is he going to get?
Well, it's either him or who's the other guy?
Have they announced it? Is it?
I think they're going to split from what I understand.
Okay. Well, that's it then.
But if it's like,
do that.
But what if you bet them both though, and one guy gets the hot hand? Because they had that a couple years ago with Dobbins and Gus Edwards, right? Like, who's it going to be? How about the guy with the hot hand?
Yeah.
You never knew who it was, but the Dolphins are absolutely atrocious at slowing down running backs. The Titans and the Bengals, they're tied for the second most.
All right, I like where your head's at. That's not bad. But I was thinking from that standpoint, I would go Henderson then at 60-1. Gibson's out for the year. You can't give the ball to Stevenson anymore. with the fumbling. It's got to be a Henderson game, and maybe he can go off against the Saints and explode. Couple long ones, whatever.
Okay, well,
but also at least a couple, maybe an anytime touchdown, 2 touchdowns, but 60-1 because the carry should be there for him.
Oh, 2 touchdowns, okay. But Stevenson had the scores last week.
I don't get it. How was he not in the doghouse? I mean, it's something going on there because Henderson should be the guy. So
how about a Monday night? How about a Krosky-Mayer gets in for a couple scores?
Yeah.
The Bears
22-1 last week, yes.
Oh, yeah. The Bears' rush defense is, putrid, man.
Mm-hmm.
They've allowed 563 yards and 3 touchdowns to running backs so far this year. I'll tell you, the Genti 2 touchdowns might not be bad because the Titans have allowed 8 scores to running backs already.
Any quarterback to have 5 or more touchdown passes is 3-1. High-low. Highest scoring game, Detroit and the Chiefs, 4-1. Dallas, Carolina, plus 450.
Oh, boy.
San Francisco, Tampa, plus 550. I don't know what to do with that game.
Okay.
With the total standpoint, because everyone's hurt. Arizona, Colts, 6-1. And if you want to get nuts, with the big boys, Cleveland, Pittsburgh is 30-1. Lowest scoring game, that's the favorite. Tennessee Raiders, 5-1. Detroit, Kansas City, 20-1. Your long shot for a lowest scoring game. Team. Highest point total on Sunday. Packers the chalk. Colts 7-1. Cowboys 9. If they lose, you don't like the spot. Washington on deck. Carolina 17-1. Seattle 20. Can Mac Jones cook again? 22-1. Fewest points. Bengals 4-1. Call it? Shutout? You almost had it last time they faced Flacco. All right. What would have chased? What would have happened? You never know. Browns 5. Titans are set. The Ravens are 8-1. Oh.
Yeah, brutal. So let me give you this again, looking at guys that scored 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
What about McMillan for Carolina?
Yes.
Or even like a Xavier Leggett.
That.
The Cowboys have allowed 944 yards to receivers and 10 touchdowns. And the other one would be in that Baltimore game. Maybe not Puka. How about a better number on Devontae Adams?
Yeah.
They've allowed 10 receiving touchdowns already to wide receivers. And Devontae, again, the Opta AI stats at vsin.com, they love him every week. They love him to go over again.
I know they've been right. Every team kicks a field goal in the early games. There's 7 of them, plus 850. Every team has a passing touchdown in the early games, 8-1. Every team has a rushing touchdown in the early games. That's 20-1.
20-1.
Will someone score 50 points on Sunday? 6-1. Shutout plus 350. Non-quarterback to throw a touchdown plus 340. Fat man touchdown 7-1. But these have been coming in, some big ones. Some big ones have hit here.
Sure.
So that's, I think we get some big ones that cash, especially look at that Carolina game. VSiN Pro subscribers now have exclusive access to our all-new AI player prop projections powered by Opta AI, the same trusted brand behind soccer analytics in the UK. Quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, so easy to use. With the DK lines to highlight value. Sort by player, game, or stat. VSiN subscribers get them now. VSiN.com/props. VSiN.com/props. Check it out. You'll love it.
Packers tight end Tucker Kraft might be worth the same game parlay because the Bengals stink against tight ends. Our in-pocket plays coming up next.
Was on coke if his girlfriend was not up.
These games are a burial, a blowout, a human lock. You can bet your unborn children's children on these games.
I was so good that whenever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
All right, got cute with the Robinson props. Unbelievable. I thought, they get him involved early and often. I thought, okay, he'll go off every quarter, or at least 5 yards or 25 yards each half. He had over 80 yards, but they were 2 big plays. And the one off the bat, and then they didn't need him in the fourth quarter, just running the ball. But those are unique and creative props up every primetime game at Caesars Will Hill. No good there. The Sanchez outs over was a winner.
I'll say this about the broken play that resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's why you got to love the promise here of Dart and the offense.
Yeah. I can't believe how dangerous he is with the scrambling.
Oh, it's incredible.
Can't bring him down, always looking to extend the play. I mean, to think about the rarefied air he's in. To start 50 yards rushing first 3 games, that's Hurts and Jackson. That's it.
That's it. Now what happens to the prop moving forward?
Oh,
low 50s?
Gotta be. But you would also, your comeback is you're going to get killed.
I would look at betting under at that point.
That's right.
Yep.
You're going to get concussed. All right. Fun week ahead. And it starts tonight. Fun weekend. I think the Tigers take them out. I'm gonna go. What happened?
No, you said your Tigers.
I know. I think the Tigers get it done. I know. It's you're going to beat Scooble 4 times. And then your level, I know you got something with Kirby, so I'll get to that coming up.
Yeah.
Tigers tonight. Red Wings first goal. That was a winner last night. That was yesterday. They scored right off the bat against Montreal. Good
Is that
call.
the game that they scored
goal.
first and they lost 5-1?
Correct. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
That goalie from Montreal has allowed the first goal, 16 of the last 18. It was a prop from Jonathan Davis. He's been all over that. Washington on Monday night. Also the Commanders look-ahead line next week, 2.5 at Dallas. Broncos, Jets, both teams to make a 33-yard field goal. Boswell, Steelers over 1.5 made field goals against the Browns. Juice is respectable, only $1.20 there. Dicker, Chargers over 1.5 made field goals against the Dolphins. And got to put him on the list. He's hit 4 of the 5. He had a 5 field goal game already. Vic Fangio got him frustrated, hitting from 65 and 58. McLaughlin over 1.5 against the Niners. Okay. McMillan over. Why not? He's going to eat against Dallas. This bad defense. And again, he's averaging 8 targets a game. McCaffrey over receiving yards. Going to be a great game plan from Shanahan. The creativity in the Thursday night game. No Pearsall again. Dump it off. Get him involved. Big part of the offense. JSN over. Again, Opta AI loves him. He's been there every single week, except the bad first half against Arizona. Waller over. See if he can get this right away again. 36.5 yards. Carter, Arizona, anytime touchdown, plus 180. Henderson over. Look how low his rushing yards are. Come on. It's got to be the bell cow for the Patriots. Darnold over passing, 243. Again, backing up to AI. And Flacco. Look how low Flacco's passing yards prop is. I mean, they might get crushed in that game.
Yeah.
And they're playing catch-up. And Alabama. Lane 3 against Missouri. Missouri never wins a game like this. Never have. And this funky schedule that they've yet to play a road game. But I think Bama wins and covers in the early game to start Saturday. Looking forward to it. Good luck.
All right. Not a great night for yours truly last night. Props were 0-4-1 with the push. Phillies' first 5 was the push. Could not get anything for Sanchez, and that came back to bite him in the ass. And the Phillies lost the game as well. Dodgers move on. As somebody who had 2 bets on the Phillies last night, including one to win the game, all I could do is feel absolutely awful for Kurt Green. And I saw this as a reminder, and somebody from the Mets who covers the Mets did a good job on X. They found the tweet from 2023 when his dad was in the stands watching his first ever game. He cried uncontrollably almost in the stands for the entire inning he was pitching. And the guy from the Mets pointed out, reminder, these guys are human. And I felt so bad for that kid last night. I guess he lost count of how many outs were. Is that the only explanation?
Or he panicked.
Panicked because he bobbled it at first?
Realmuto's pointing to first base. Got to go to first. Got to go to first. You got no play here. Just take the easy throw. Just get out of the inning.
Yep.
And he panicked. I don't know. I felt bad for the San Jose goalie last night.
Yeah.
That's happened to me before. Just the puck takes a weird bounce, and how do you give up that pee-wee goal?
Right. I lost to Barkley props. He had 2 catches for 9 yards. I bet over 2.5 and 14.5 yards on the last drive that the Eagles had the ball. They're coming down, and they need to throw the ball every time. He exits stage left. Here comes A.J. Dillon. He gets 2 receptions for 18 yards. Those were Barkley catches. They would have been winners, and then Dillon gives it up, and that's the ball game.
It's getting real now. Again, after the game, this has got to end. I can't stand this anymore. And that's Barkley.
And the Jackson guard, this did not take long to lose last night. I had Dart under 32.5. Hello, little Jordan Humphrey.
How about that? He had the most targets.
Yeah, I know. They were going.
They love that kid.
Yeah.
And then I love the Bronx cheer for Hyatt. Finally, what a bust this kid's been.
Oh, yeah.
But he had 2 catches back-to-back, and he finally caught one, and they went nuts for him.
All right. The pending bet this earlier in the week, Thornton for the Chiefs against the Lions over 19.5. They love going to him, and they take shots multiple times. And there's no Rashee Rice until next week. Other pending, Dodgers to win the World Series 7-1. What are they right now? Plus 190?
I believe so.
Okay. And Waller, 40, and I added more, 25-1 comeback player of the year. All right. New stuff for the weekend.
All right.
A 3-team 6-point teaser that pays plus 160. Broncos, Rams, Colts all down to minus 1.5. Tonight, the VSiN K props. Love George Kirby over 5.5 Ks. I laid minus 118. The market disagrees. I added more at plus 103.
How long's he going?
5 strong.
Do you? That'll be a winner for the outs prop then.
Yeah, he's over. It's 14.5, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Scooble's K prop is moved from 8.5 to 9.5 today.
I saw that.
JSN over this weekend as well. Ferguson over 49.5 for the Cowboys. Panthers are, well, the worst team against tight ends, and they've allowed 78 yards per game to the position. I'm going to go Jaylen Warren under 48.5 rushing yards for the Steelers against the Browns. This is what Browns running backs have done so far. Check that. Opposing running backs against the Browns. Derrick Henry, 11 for 23. Josh Jacobs, 16 for 30. Chase Brown, 21 for 43. Jordan Mason, 13 for 52. Jahmyr Gibbs is the one running back that got him. Warren was hurt, and then Gainwell looked great against the Vikings. So I'm going under. I'm also going under McCaffrey, 60.5 rushing yards against Tampa Bay. This defense, Bijan Robinson, 12 for 24. Nick Chubb, 12 for 43. Breece Hall, 9 for 21. Barkley, 19 for 43. Kenneth Walker's the only guy to get him so far this year. It was 10 for 86 last week. College football, I got to do it. Oregon, I bet these at the Westgate out here in Las Vegas. You can find various juice at different exchanges as well. Oregon -7, minus 109 against the Hoosiers. Sorry, Indiana fans. I think the dream season ends right now, and it's probably not going to be pretty. And give me the Florida Gators plus the hook. 7.5 on the road against Texas A&M. They found something with the offense now that that freshman receiver is back, and I totally buy into the defense, although A&M's good.
G-Bank, built with sports bettors in mind, right now earn a $50 cashback reward bonus once you're approved and your account's open with the G-Bank Visa Signature Card. Most credit cards treat sports books and gaming transactions as cash advances, even when it's your own money. G-Bank treats them as regular purchases. No cash advance fees. You save up to 3 to 5% on every deposit. You'll earn 1% cash back on all eligible sports books and gaming transactions. 2% cash back on everything else you buy. Apply now, VSiN.com/GBank. VSiN.com/GBank.
Big game tonight for the Mariners, man.
I know. What a bad taste if you go out like this, and this is how the season would end.
Do you know
After the great regular season, you get to home field.
You get the year out of the dumper. You make all those moves at the deadline.
And won a home playoff game since 2001. At least you got game 2. But that game 1 looms large right now. And also, I guess, blowing the 3-0 lead in game 4. But
sure.
Losing game 1 against pitching chaos when Kirby was so good. Damn.
Yep. And he got squeezed by the home plate ump. Imagine the Tigers get a couple quick ones tonight and they make that place go completely silent. That's the last thing that they can have happen.
Yeah.
No early home runs here. Doesn't Carpenter own George Kirby, by the way?
Oh, yeah. It's like 5 of 11 career with all 5 hits, home runs.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes.
And he's the one who took him deep in game 1?
Yeah.
That eventually led to
Can I go Kirby, Castillo, Munoz?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Castillo was great in game 2. I'd love to see Toronto, Seattle. That'd be great.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yep.
That'd be so good. What will your level of surprise be if the Brewers go Mizorowski in game 5? Like happiness, I should say. Don't you want to see that?
That's a 9. That's a 9.5. Yes. That's what I would do.
I think I would too.
Just put them out there. Try to get 4 or 5 strong. Oh, the Dodgers are loving life. Yeah, this is a great job with the 7-1.
All right, excellent job by everybody behind the glass as always here on a busy Friday. Stay tuned. The Friday Football Invitational. Great handicappers involved in this contest. Matt Humans has you for the next 3 hours. Enjoy the weekend. Best of luck. We'll see you.